Hey guys, this reading is for all of my Libras. I am bringing you your March reading for what situations are coming your way or what you might already be dealing with and how to best kind of go about dealing with those. Any advice that can help make the situation easier or bring you some clarification as to why they're happening. Just a couple things before we start. I wanted to I know a lot of people are sick right now, so I'm going to open the curtains to the mountain so that you can start absorbing some of that healing energy. Please do so. It is very helpful for clearing out your chakras and just bringing in that healing energy so things can start to manifest out of your body, okay? Make sure you're grounding, and if you do need any assistance with getting those chakras going or clearing them out, let me know. I do offer Reiki sessions, and I dropped my prices just because I know a lot of people are sick right now. So it's $25. It gets you a 30-minute session, plus I throw in a couple of tarot cards just to kind of help push things forward. It includes some advice from the activation deck. So if you're interested, it's that's how much it is, and I will put that information down below also. It's also really well, it works very well if you have a situation that's just kind of stuck and you're trying to figure out where that's at. It just could be a blockage, and so I can help push that forward as well. I will go ahead and open this so you can start bringing in that energy while I shuffle. And I will close the blind so you can see things. A beautiful view there of those mountains for you. Very good for manifesting, for healing, for bringing in good things to your life, okay? Now, I also wanted to mention that I do have a special this month. I'm extending it from February to March, and it's $20 for a 40-minute reading. If you do subscribe to my channel and you want to put your name in the comments or send me an email, I will set you up with a free mini reading, all right? I've had some really good outcome with that, and I've really enjoyed being able to help people out, just give some clarification with it. Can't always cross something. Sometimes you just have to be there for people. So, if you're interested in a free mini reading, let me know. Alright. All you gotta do is subscribe, and then just let me know. You can put your name in the comment, or just say that you are interested in the free mini reading, and I will set you up. I will get back to you within 24 hours, the best I can, alright? I also offer one-on-one readings in general. They're very well priced, and all that information is below, along with the Reiki. I offer guidance for crystal children, okay, crystals, indigos, rainbows. I like to say that on all of my videos. I'm beginning some videos that have to do with just basic information on, what that's all about, some terminologies and things that can kind of help parents and folks on the spectrum there that can just help make things a little bit more clear and know what to do there when challenges do come. So, look, you got a nice plane in the background too. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this up. If you could see me in the mountain at the same time, I would so have it up, but it just does not work. So, but early in the morning and at sunset, and I have kiddos, so you don't allow for my timings that I need. Okay, one more thing I wanted to mention. I am offering a membership, okay? It's $75, and it gets you 3 months. It gets you 2 daily clarity cards, and it gets you 1 free 1-hour reading for the month, a discounted rate for additional readings for the month, so they're $40 for an hour. And then if you have any referrals that come in, you get a double discount, so it's $20 for an hour reading, okay? So if $75 is too steep right at first, then you can also choose the $30 month-to-month version, and you get the same benefits, okay, guys? All right, I just want to throw that out there. All right, so we're going to look at what's coming in for you and what you can kind of do to help the situation move along here, all right? So, last month and the month before that, I really was trying to kind of figure out which way I wanted to go with how to shuffle the cards. And I was going to do a poll, but the poll wound up coming out on whether or not you guys preferred hand-tossed or pulled. And it didn't sound so good after I set it in my mind. So I'm curious on your preference, if you have a preference on whether they come out this way or if they're, cut the deck and pulled off the top. Because a lot of readers do it different ways. So we're going to go this way, a little different from last month, because I like to mix it up a little bit. All right? So I'm going to pull a few cards here for where you're at, what's coming in, and the advice and the outcome of the situation. I'm going to try to get as much as I can for as many of you as I can. All right. All right, we're going to call that the situation and get an outcome. Once I pull all of these cards, I will set them up for you to see them. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Kristen. I'm a metaphysical healer and a psychic guide, and I love doing this for you, so thank you for allowing me to give you guidance on your journey. Alright, guys. That is just lovely. Okay. So what we've got for the situation right now is I see that you've got some things, you've got some options kind of going. You're trying to complete the first stages of some projects here, and you have a lot of cards here. So let me just give me a few minutes here a few moments to take a look here and see what I got. So I see that you've got some information or a path that's come to light that's brought you a little bit of discomfort, and you are trying to, the situation's just not quite going as you expected it to. I see that there could be somebody that has come into the picture that has made you feel a little uneasy and put you in kind of a position of, well, let me back up a little bit and see kind of where this has taken me here. I see relationship and work with the situation. So with the relationship end of it, I see that there's possibly someone that came into your world and, you know, started off really well. There was some passion, there was some connection there, and, you know, made your feelings kind of start cycling there, starting to flow a little bit, and you started to get a little bit hesitant on maybe the way that they approached things, or maybe something caught you off guard with regards to an approach that they had, or something that they said just didn't sit quite well with you. And so it led you to communicate, you know, that you really care, you know, for this person, but when they figure all that out, then they can kind of come back into your world. Interesting, I'd done a reading where that kind of very similarly fits their situation for a Libra, as far as kind of taking a step backwards and evaluating the situation, because right now you're in kind of a hangman position. You're trying to see really, you know, you're all about the big moves here. You want the big commitment, and so you're really not trying to mess around with any of this superficial type of energy. You're really wanting the real deal here. And then those of you who this is work related, I see that something was going really, really well, and somebody has come into the picture that has just put a little bit of a monkey wrench in the situation. Like the flow was going, and then someone just kind of put in a 2 cents that didn't quite fit there, and it put you in a position to have to address it, right? And you had to communicate, this is not something that makes people feel so good, or it puts you in a position where you had to feel like you had to be confrontational, where you really didn't expect to do that because things are moving, and you weren't really expecting any you know, delays or things that weren't gonna, you didn't expect that, you didn't anticipate anybody coming in and having something to say about the situation, and it has put you in kind of a position of understanding. Okay, you're not coming at this angry. You try to take a step back and say, okay, let me understand where this person's coming from. Whatever the situation is that with this work or this project, or this promotion, it's really important to you. And so you're taking care to make sure that you are completely professional and mature about the situation, so you're not at risk for looking like the one who has the emotional issues or who just has something to say that didn't belong. You're calling them out rather than waiting for it to become an uproar and now you're involved in a negative way. Okay, so I do see a little bit of a hiccup there in that situation. I am at the end of this, I am going to pull a card for each week to see kind of when things are going to progress. Okay, but that is the situation coming at you. And I see that so you've got some anxiety about it. I also see that you've got some important things going on in your world that is going to need you to take balance in these feelings, so that the rest of the cups in your world aren't tipping when they shouldn't be, okay? Having too much focus on one given thing isn't good. Sometimes you just have to kind of you got to take the path of least resistance, right? And try to go about it in a way that doesn't bring about any more difficulty, but actually brings some ease to the situation. So the Nine of Swords shows that anxiety. But this is a very important lesson, because at the end of it, you were coming out of this as a successful figure, a successful outcome is in store for it. The lesson is to get through this with the understanding of other people's perspectives and letting the course play out as it needs to without you taking too much control of the situation, because this isn't necessarily your energy. This is other people, and this is life just taking its course, okay? That's the lesson that I got out of this. And the outcome is the Nine of Cups, the Empress, and the World. So that really confirms to me what I was saying, as far as this is all just kind of part of the plan. And out of that, you're going to get, this is fulfillment and wishes coming true. And it's also about the things that you've put your hard work into manifesting. Okay, Libra, you've worked very hard in making sure you were very clear on what you wanted. You voiced that very well. You do that very well, and very effectively generally. So you've put out the mental effort, you put out the verbal work, and now it's really, this is the universal timing here. This is saying step back, and you are going to triumph over this and succeed as long as you keep doing what you have been doing. Okay, it's coming for you. You don't have to control every single piece. You just have to keep doing your intention properly and dispersing that out into the world the way that you have been, and that will bring you the resolve that you're looking for. That will bring you the successes without having to fight the grain too hard or feel like you have to put all this work into it. The way universe is working with you here. I'm going to pull a card or two for each week of March. I'll call those 1 week. too many cards. That was like 10 cards, guys. Jeez. Alright, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so week 1. 8 of Swords. So first week of March, you definitely have all the things we just talked about on your mind. It's flowing, you're analyzing it a little bit, but you're also trying to, excuse me, stay balanced. Communication. Definitely communicate as you need to either find it'll come to me. You're not looking for resolve, but you just want to have, you know, some type of a clarification on where you stand with things, okay? And even if that needs to be voiced, that's where you stand, is looking for understanding. That's okay too. But I can see that maybe that voicing that, it's all that's going on in your head, and you're just kind of more worried about voicing it in the wrong way, okay? Which is it's very good. If you need to voice things, just make sure you do it in a very diplomatic and tactful way. That doesn't jeopardize your intention and who you are, okay? Because that's the most important part, is maintaining all of that hard work you've come to be who you are, and to make that interpretation to the world as well. Sorry. Okay. Now for week 2 here, I have the King of Cups. So I see you're feeling a lot better about the situation. You're in a more of a creative flow. Okay, you're out of this stuck position in your mind that's held back by fear and stress, and just kind of being stuck in the mud, to things are flowing, and I'm able to use my creativity to really get things going. I'm understanding now how things are working. So this is week 2 in March, okay? You might have that communication, as a matter of fact, and that may indeed allow kinds of filters. That might allow, see what's happening here between week 1 and week 2 that's allowing that change to happen. Oh, okay, so you're just getting options. You're getting an ability to make a decision with this ability to be creative. So I see that something just kind of clicks, okay? Whether you have a conversation with somebody, or you just, the time came where the universe said, all right, well, here's what you needed to know. Maybe you get a little upload, or it just kind of happens. It's an aha moment, and you're like, okay, well, this is the direction that I need to go with the situation. I know I need to make a decision, and your creativity, your imagination on where you're ultimately trying to go is going to kick things into gear, okay? So even if you need to sit down and really journal, or write out exactly what it is that you're wanting out of the situation, write up your order, okay? Start getting things going, and get out of that stagnant mental position that's just this repetitive, you know, overwhelming thoughts, or just being stuck in the thought of being overwhelmed can sometimes happen. Try to pull out of that and start using who you are and what all of this means. And sometimes just sitting down and journaling or meditating is a huge, huge help to having forward movement in that. But I see that happening. Whatever the case, I see that happening for you, okay? Now in week 3, I see again that you started here in week 2, coming out of that, and in week 3 you are out of it. Now you're into a position of control. You're in a position of feeling that you have been able to come around full cycle, understand what's going on, and really make something of this, okay? And in doing so, you're getting successful gains out of this. You are able to share what's happened in a comfortable way, and be accepting of what is going on, okay? Because you're coming out of that situation where you got all this in your head. Now you're thinking, okay, I'm in control of this. I know what to do now, and I'm going to make this shit work for me, okay? no one can stop me. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. No one can stop me. I am moving forward with this, and I see some really powerful gains happening for you because you just stuck it out. You know, if the energies around you are bringing you down and keeping you from vibrating at those higher levels, then you need to disconnect from that. Everything that's bringing you up, and I'm sure you've noticed that things are starting to vibrate higher around you, and the higher you are, the more your environment starts to level up, okay, even more and more. And you're realizing this, and so that's the biggest key piece of advice for you, is to keep those energies and those vibrations high. Don't let energies surround you that are negative or that can bring your energy down. At least if you do get in the situation, make sure you're grounding yourself. And in the 4th week, let you read the cards. It's like a complete mastery of exactly what you set out to do. So whether it's communication needs to happen to bring you that clarity, whether it's the tides just turning in the ways that they needed to, while you step back and just kind of take a look and understood what, you're just watching everything kind of happen, and with a smile on your face and letting things, manifest and turn into whatever it is they need to turn into in all those different areas. And you not only come off as very in control, you know exactly what you need to say, you are coming off very much like a boss, and you've mastered and manifested everything that so you're just coming off very strong, very powerful. It's very attractive to people because it has this appeal that is magnetic, okay? You're almost radiating um, this power and this confidence and this knowing, even though you might have some of this in the beginning, okay? You've come out of it, and now you're like, oh my gosh, so that's what it takes. As soon as I step out of that and I shine and I see what happens, I see the reactions, the responses from the world to me, and then it just lights the fire like even bigger, okay? And now you become complete master at where you're going, and you're in major control at this point, and divine timing is working in your favor. So through all of the hard work and through getting through these mental blockages or mental lessons and life lessons, you have in a very short period of time come into a mastery of ability and of direction, and you are now in control of what happens next. So good job, and I really congratulate you guys on sticking it out, because sometimes adversity is tough, but it does produce clarity for you, and you are going to have a better understanding. And it looks like you're going to be in one hell of a position starting April. So I really can't wait to see what happens in April now. I'm like really stoked. I might pull a couple cards actually just to see. So with that in mind, that is March. I am going to pull from the Lightworker Oracle deck. I really like the messages that it provides. Number 1, first ray of power. The first ray of power is energy of conscious destruction. It can be used in a healthy way to eliminate the past and allow for a fresh start. The first ray also carries the frequency of leadership. It can assist you to stand in the truth of your light so others can find their way by it. It helps to strengthen your willpower so you can accomplish any task you choose. It brings you particular blessings and encourages you to believe in your own strength and to take the initiative on what matters most to you. If you are confused about which path to take or whether to continue a certain relationship, course of action, or lifestyle choice, the first ray of power will clarify matters for you. When it moves through our lives, whatever is holding you back will be removed, either through circumstances seemingly beyond our own control or by our own actions based on a sudden inner knowing. When the first ray of power is indicated, a long-term plan that was once important to you may suddenly seem as though it needs to change or even be released altogether. Or you may suddenly get the motivation to go for something you have been dreaming of for a long time. Once this ray affects your life, your understanding of what is helpful and what is not can change overnight. The changes will feel very true, freeing, and helpful. Those people, dreams, and opportunities that remain in your life afterwards have survived the onslaught of divine will. This means that the universe is confirming that they are meant to be a part of your journey at this time. The first ray of power also relates to matters of leadership and politics. Be open as to how your spiritual journey might be helpful in the world of politics, whether that be through aligning yourself with a cause that resonates deeply in your heart, or through bringing a more open and discerning viewpoint into the often deceptive world of politics. Speaking your truth will be very helpful at this time, not only for you, but also for those around you who are willing to hear your voice and make it their choice from a clear place within. Don't be afraid to be heard. If your life purpose involves either driving a meaningful political cause forward or assuming a position of leadership in some other way, you'll feel the truth of this and be given encouragement to trust yourself as a leader with heart and awareness. Finally, when this ray makes its way into your life, it is time to accept the loving gauntlet being thrown down by the universe and take your hands off the controls of your life. Detach and be curious. The universe will show you exactly what you need to remove and what you do not. If something or someone is no longer a part of your life, it will be so that a more beautiful and truthful and satisfying version of what you are surrendering can come into your world. Remember, the universe loves you and wants only the best and most beautiful life experience for you. Trust it enough to let that happen now. And the invocation says, I now accept of my own free will the blessings and grace of the first ray of power in my life. Through unconditional love and divine mercy, I surrender my life into the loving hands of the universe to align me with higher will and the most beautiful expression of my life journey. I call upon the loving assistance of the universe in all aspects of this process and ask that the first ray of power be expressed in all ways that serve the greatest good on this planet, and that all beings may walk in their true divine path. Through divine grace, so be it. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. That's pretty much exactly the reading you got. So, one thing I did want to mention that I got out of that is sometimes I see that people, even myself, fear that when you separate from a situation that seems like it's pretty close to what the ultimate is, there's a fear factor in letting that go because of the idea that it may not come back around as good, okay? And there's a very false perception. What the truth is that once you get to the ultimate goal, okay, you've actually made it there. That goal, person, situation, whatever it might be, will be comprised of all of the good things that you've experienced and taken from all of the other experiences, all the good pieces from each of those, okay, will all be in this one situation, which will make it so beautiful and makes it feel and look so obviously right, okay? But don't settle for less than that because it will delay you getting to that result, okay? Because of fear. So fearing that you might not have it as good is keeping you from having all of it in one, if that makes sense to you, okay? So you're not going to know unless you detach a little bit and go see. And that's really hard to do sometimes. I totally get that. I'm a Capricorn, so it's super hard for me to do change. All right, my lovely Libras. I hope that helps you for March. If you would like any clarification on any of this, or you would like a personal reading, if you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe. You get a free one. And if you are interested in any of those membership deals, or you would just like to have one of the specials for the month, $20 for 40 minutes, let me know. Email me or just shoot me a comment down below. Okay, guys? All right, I hope that this helps, and I will see you next week with just some basic clarification. All right, have a good one, guys.